Hello everyone. Welcome to the form filling guidelines video of IPMAT Indore application. Now the IPMAT Indore application was opened on 14th February 2025 and the last date to submit the application is 27th of March 2025. Now before we get into knowing the important details to fill the form, let's quickly look at a couple of important points about IPMAT Indore as a test. Now, the test pattern has been the same over the past few years. 3 sections. The first 2 sections are of quantitative ability short answer section with 15 questions, quantitative ability multiple choice question section with 30 questions, and verbal ability with 45 questions. Now, every correct answer attracts 4 marks and every wrong answer attracts a penalty of 1 mark. However, for the quantitative ability short answer section, there is no negative mark applicable even for the mistakes that you make. The time limit is same for each of the sections. Now, the most sought after program that students target through IPMAT Indore is the integrated program in management offered by IIM Indore. Now, IIM Indore has sectional based cutoffs to shortlist students for interview. Now, if you look at the last 3 years, the cutoffs are, as you see on the screen, the quantitative ability short answer section. Out of 60 marks, the cutoff over the last 3 years has been hovering between 12 to 24 marks. The quantitative ability multiple choice question section, which is for 120 marks. The cutoff is around 35 to 45 marks approximately. And the verbal ability section, which is for 180 marks, the cutoff has been hovering between 112 to 125. Now let's quickly look at some of the important points with respect to the eligibility criteria and the documents required before we start the application process. Now, point 1, in terms of age, the candidate should have been born on or after 1st August 2005. However, there is 5 years of relaxation. The candidates who come from SC, ST, PWD category. And students should have completed their 10th or equivalent. And the qualifying exam is obviously the 12th standard. So the candidate should have either passed the 12th standard or HSC examination in 2023 or 24, or should be appearing in the year 2025. Now, in case if the student is appearing for the exam in 2025, kindly note that the entire examination process and the results should be completed by 31st of July 2025. Such case, students who secure the admission into IPM Indore program before 31st of July will be provided a provisional admission. Once the candidates submit the mark sheets of 10th standard and 12th standard along with the school leaving certificate or migration certificate, only then the provisional admission will be confirmed into an admission. While filling the form, where you have to enter the percentage of marks you have scored in your 10th and 12th standard, kindly note that the percentage should be calculated by considering all the subject marks that are present on the mark sheet, irrespective of the guidelines your board follows. The third point is students who have done 10th or 12th or both from international boards like IGCSE or IBDP or IPCP can also apply for IPMAT Indore. However, such candidates have to produce the IB Indian percentage transcript so that they can be considered for the admission process. Now, few points with respect to the application procedure. The application is open from February 14th to 27th March of 2025. And the fee payment can be done online So the fees is 4,130 inclusive of GST for candidates from general category as well as NCOBC. Whereas for students from SC, ST and PWD categories, the application fees is 2,065. Kindly remember that the students who belong to a reserved category like NCOBC or SC or ST or PWD, they have to produce a valid caste or category support certificate in support to the category they belong to. The same will also be applicable for candidates who qualify under EWS category. There are certain prescribed formats mentioned on the IIM Indore website. So the certificate that you take for a particular category should definitely be in the same format as what is given there. Now, as a part of the application process, you have to upload a few documents. Of them, number one, you have to upload the scanned copy of a valid ID proof like Aadhaar card or PAN card or voter ID or passport. Kindly ensure that you have the original of the same ID proof because you need to carry that on the exam day to the examination center. Number two, you'll have to upload a scanned copy of your passport size photograph and a signature. Now, with respect to the passport size photo, it has to be of a JPG or JPEG format with a size of up to 80 KB. Kindly note that the passport size photograph should ideally be not more than 6 months old and should have a plain or white background. And whichever photo you upload, ensure that you have a set of hard copies of the same because you need to carry a copy of the same passport size photograph to the examination center on the exam day. Now, you'll also have to upload a scanned copy of your signature in the same format of JPG or JPEG. The size of this also can be a maximum of 80 KB. Now, you will have to upload a copy of your 10th class mark sheet, which has to be in a PDF form and a maximum size of 300K. Now, once you keep all these documents ready, then you can start with the application process. Now, to begin the application process, you can do it directly from the grad school zone that we have launched recently. The link for the same is also available on your My IMS homepage. Now, once you come to the grad school zone website, as you see on the screen, click on college deadlines or the test deadlines. Now, since we are applying for IPMAT Indore, you can click on the test deadline. Now, here you'll be able to see the details of all national level important tests which had announced the application with the details of start date, end date, etc. Now, for IPMAT Indore, as you see, the exam is on 12th May and the registration last date is 27th of March. Now, once you click on apply now, it will take you through the actual IPMAT Indore application form link. And as you can see, a pop-up opens which mentions the type of browsers which are recommended for the application form. Now, once you go through these details, close this pop-up and it will also give you a disclaimer in terms of what all information they will capture. Click on I agree. Now, the application form has two parts. One, registration process. Two, application submission. Now, the registration process is the first stage where we give some basic details and create an account with login ID and password. So, to register for IPMAT Indore, as you can see on the screen, you need to enter these details. Kindly note that the name that you enter should be exactly same as how it appears in your 10th class mark sheet. Even though you know how it is, I strongly suggest that you keep the 10th class mark sheet next to you, verify and enter it exactly as how it is in that form over here. And once you click on gender, you will have to select the respective gender and then category. Now, whether you belong to a general category or any of the reserved categories. Now, if you are someone who belong to a PWD category, you select yes. Subsequently, it asks you to choose which category under PWD you belong to, along with which you also have an option to choose certain support system, like whether you need a wheelchair support at the center and whether you will be bringing in a scribe for the test. However, if you do not belong to a PWD category, you select no and you don't have to update or enter any relevant information. Now enter the date of birth. Kindly note that the date of birth is also same as how it appears in your 10th class mark sheet. Then we provide the email address. Type in the same to confirm the nationality, whether you are an Indian student or not. Country of residence, whether you are currently staying in India or outside India. Your mobile number and confirmation of the same. Now, once you enter all these details, you need to verify before you click on or before you confirm the information. Once you scroll down the page, you'll have to enter the CAPTCHA, select I agree box under the declaration and click on re-verify. Now, once you click on re-verify, it will show you all the details that you have filled up. Now, it is one more option for you to verify whether you have entered every detail correctly or not. Now, once you verify each of this information and select the checkbox confirming that you have filled in the details correctly, and then the re-verify tab gets converted to submit. Once you click on the submit button, the registration process is complete. A login ID and password will be generated and sent to your email ID along with mobile number via SMS. And of course, it will automatically take you to the application form, which will be the second stage of this process. So once you click on submit in the registration form, the account gets generated as I mentioned earlier, and you will be redirected to this page on the screen. Now here, click on the fill the application form, which is on the right top corner. Now the application form loads, which has different sections. And we will start with the first section where we have to input the personal details. Now, some of the information which you have already filled during the registration process will be auto-populated here. You will have to fill up the remaining details. Now, application number and name of the candidate are taken from the registration process. Now, you need to enter either your father or guardian's name. And since it's a star marked field, it is compulsory. Whereas all the other fields which are not having the star mark are optional. So mother's name, either you can mention or you can skip. Now the other personal details are also taken from the registration form. And the next one that you need to fill is the address details. In the address details, you need to fill in your address. And once you update the flat number, door number, block number, and all the other details, you need to select the respective state and the respective city or town or village that you belong to. Now enter the PIN code, and here you have an option to provide an alternate mobile number or an alternate email address. Now, though these are optional, I strongly suggest you do provide an alternate mobile number and email address so that in case if anything is required in future, if the primary email ID or primary mobile number that you have provided are not functional for any reason, the alternate mobile number and email ID will come in handy. Now, once you fill up the address details, let's move on to the next part. Now, once you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you will have to upload certain documents. Now, to start with, as you see, we need to upload a copy of the passport size photograph and signature. Now, once you click on this tab, click here to upload, it will give you an option to upload the photograph as well as signature. Now, once you upload any of these files, if it is within the guidelines they have mentioned, after the document is uploaded, it will show a tick mark confirming that the file has been uploaded. If it is not, or if it throws up an error, kindly check whether the photo and signature are scanned properly, whether they are visible, legible, and within the guidelines as mentioned earlier. Now, once you upload the photograph and signature, the next one is where you have to upload the scanned copy of the ID proof, like the Aadhaar card or passport or PAN card or voter card. Now, once you upload these two documents, in case if you have selected a reserved category like EWS or SC, ST, NC, OBC, etc., there will be one more option here where you will have to upload the relevant category certificate, which is in the same format as prescribed by IIM Indore. Now, once you upload all the necessary documents, click on Save and Next, which will take you to the subsequent stage. After you fill in the personal details, the second section is where you need to enter the academic details. So to start with, the 10th class or SSC equivalent exam, you need to enter the aggregate percentage in marks up to 2 decimal points. Now note down two things here. One, you need to calculate the percentage of marks by taking into account the marks or grades of all the subjects which are mentioned on the mark sheet, irrespective of what the board's guidelines say. Number two, for any reason, if you are not provided with marks or grades in your 10th class, then you can simply leave this aggregate marks percentage field blank. Now, you enter the examination board name, like as to which particular board you have done your 10th or SSC from. Type in the school name from which you have studied and the year in which you have completed your 10th standard. After which, you have an option here to upload the scanned copy of the 10th class mark sheet. As mentioned earlier, kindly see to that it is in a PDF format and a maximum size of 300 KB. Now, once you complete the details of the 10th standard, then you will be asked certain information about the 12th standard. Now, you'll have to choose first whether you have completed your 12th class or you are yet to. Now, if you have finished your 12th class in 2023 or 24, then you choose the option yes. If you are appearing for the exams in 2025, then choose no. Suppose if I select yes, then I will have to choose what type of study I have had, like whether it is a 12th class or it's a diploma. If I select, let's say, 12th class, then I'll be asked to enter the aggregate percentage. Same guidelines as that for 10th class. You need to consider the marks of all the subjects mentioned on your mark sheet to calculate the aggregate percentage, irrespective of what the boards have to say. And for any reason, if you are not awarded marks or grades, you can leave the aggregate marks in percentage field blank. Then you enter the board from which you have done or the 12th class or equivalent. Then enter the school or college that you have studied from and the year in which you have completed 12th and the stream or the discipline in which you have studied your 12th. Let us say if you choose no, let's say you're someone who's appearing for the entrance test or for the 12th class exams in 2025, then you have to choose no as the answer to the question, have you completed 12th standard? Now, once you select the course, as you can see, you will not have to enter anything with respect to the aggregate percentage. You'll only have to select the board that you have studied from or that you are studying your 12th class from, the name of the school or the college, along with the stream or the discipline. Once you enter these details, scroll down, click on Save and Next. It will take you to the third section of the application form. Now, in the third section of the application form, you will have to select the center preference for the entrance test as well as the interview. Now, as you see, the first part is where you have to give exam center city preference. There are 5 cities that you need to select. Kindly be careful while choosing the cities. Number 1, it is not compulsory that you will be allotted the city that you have chosen as first preference. So whichever city you select as second, third, fourth, fifth preferences also, kindly ensure that there are cities which are convenient for you to attempt the test just in case you are allotted any of them. Number 2, in each of the preferred city column, you only have the list of city names, not states. So hence, ensure that you go through all the city names clearly before you decide what is the right order of priority you need to choose to select the first preference to fifth preference. Now, the second part in this page is where you will have to select the personal interview city preference. In case you are shortlisted for interview, the interviews are conducted across 7 different cities as shown. Now you will have to choose 2 of them as your first preference and second preference. Now once you select the cities for your test and interview, click on Save and Next. It will take you to the 4th section, which is the last part of the application form. Now in this last section of the application form, you will be displayed certain basic details and the application fee that you need to pay in accordance to the category that you belong to. Now, once you enter the CAPTCHA here and select the I agree box as a declaration and submit, it will take you to the payment page. Now, the payment page will have all the standard options like credit card, debit card, UPI, net banking, etc. So, whichever mode of payment is convenient for you, you can make the payment through that. And once the payment is successful, the application gets submitted and you will receive a confirmation of the same via email and SMS. Kindly note that once the application form is submitted, you download the application form and save a copy of it, and if possible, take a couple of printouts and keep them with you in case if they are necessary for any issues that in future. So I hope these guidelines will help you finish the application process easily. All the best and see you in my next video.